Sziasztok! Angolul folytatom. So welcome everybody. This is the Primanima Academy. This is our first masterclass, which is also on stream. So thank you for waiting for the stream to start. So I give you the floor to Zsuzsi. She will talk about her next project. So thank you, Zsuzsi.
Hello. So I'm Zsuzsanna Kreif from Budapest, Hungary. I'm an animation film director, and I will mostly talk about this project, Dino Doom on Desert Planet, which is a future feature sci-fi. We are still in the development, but we already have a few years of a journey with this project. Well, it's an adult comedy, kind of political topic, so it's not an easy project to make. And so far, yeah, most of the time we were developing on our own, but we always try to find new opportunities for residencies or to get some fund from around the world. So I will talk about this process, like how the idea came and how we slowly always try to step forward. With a project like this, you really have to be patient. And I also heard many other directors who has a feature project that you really have to wait years and years, and you have to retry applications. So I'm more calm that it's not only me and it's not only you. If you also try it, yeah. So can you please? I just talk a bit about my previous projects. This is Limbo-Limbo Travel. That was my diploma short film. We made it together with Bori Zétényi. And yeah, it's a kind of old story now, but it was also a very nice experience because it was a French-Hungarian co-production. So already during the school, we could try how it is to work with animators from abroad and how is it to cooperate together with a bigger crew. Yes. Yeah, and this one, I mean, Limbo-Limbo Travel is already online, so you can watch it if you'd like to. And after Limbo, I had this TV series called Candide. It's also a political comedy satire. And this one was a very long story as well. We already started it during school, before Limbo-Limbo Travel. Actually, it was also made step by step. Like first, we had to apply for a pilot episode. The Hungarian funding system at that time worked this way that even if you want to make a series, you have to apply for the first few episodes separately. So the first 2 episodes we created more like a short film kind of, because we had more time to create one episode. We had like 1.5 years. And the pilot episode was a very experimental thing. It was, I think, 12 of us making it together. The main director was Nandor Bera. He made the animatic, and our method was that he divided the animatic into pieces, and everybody had a piece of it, and we could make it in our own style. And the second episode, it was a bit more coherent. It was only 2 styles. We made the design with Oliver Hegyi together, who is also an animation director. And then we had the chance to make the whole series, which was 12 episodes then. So it's altogether 14 episodes, and it took something like 5 years altogether to create this series. And the funny thing is that the 12 episodes were made in almost the same time as the separate episodes. So here we had to really organize the production. There were two co-directors, Balázs Turai and Nándor Bera, and both of them wrote six episodes, and they also made the animatic, and I made the design, because the concept is, I don't know if you know the Candide novel. It's like a journey around the world and the viewpoint of this very naive and optimistic guy who is led by Pangloss, Master Pangloss, who gives like fake ideology, like be always optimistic and whatever happens to you, you have to stay positive. So we took the concept, but we interpreted it to our contemporary world. So in each episode there is a different topic. Like we go to a kind of North Korea, we go to a Californian startup, to the Amazonas. So it's always a different topic. So the characters also needed different designs for each episode. Yeah, and we finished this series, and we had some political issues after we were finished with the movie. The TV committee didn't really like what we made. Our jokes were a bit too sharp for them. So it was not a very convenient situation. Like they kind of forced us to remove parts of the series. Like, yeah. And after that, we don't really have good chances to go to the Hungarian Film Fund. Even Balázs, who has his short film in the competition called Amok, he applied after Candide to the film fund with this short film plan, and he was rejected like several times. So in the end, he got funds from Romania. So it's actually a Romanian film now, made by a Hungarian director. And yeah, so it's a tricky situation now. So yeah, you can. Yeah, here are some more visuals about the series. So with this project also, we mostly try to go to abroad and try to find opportunities from France, for example. But yeah, so I start where I started. So the idea came during I was still working on Candide. So Candide was a very long and difficult project. Also, the ending was kind of depressing for me. So I had this idea that I want to make now something very simple and short, and I don't need any money to do that. I will animate it on my own. So I had an idea of the core of the story is a love story, actually. There is a meteor girl who is like a teenage girl. She really has a personality of an enthusiastic and naive teenage girl who lives in the dark space with her family, orbiting with the other asteroids. And she's very bored because nothing happens and life is slow and dark. And she has a telepathic talent, or she can open wormholes and she can look around what happens around the universe. And one day she falls in love with a boy from a very distant planet. Can you? Okay. Yeah, so she falls in love and she decides that she leaves her home birthplace and she takes this journey. So it's like a teenage road trip. She wants to meet this boy. But of course, the boy, yeah, so he lives on a planet. They have a very big size difference. She's not aware of that. But So actually, yeah, it's a love story, and at the same time, it's like an apocalypse movie because her approach to the planet will cause big trouble there, and big trouble for the boy as well, even if he's not aware why is it happening to him. So, yeah, so I started from this love story, and then, yeah, okay, thank you. And slowly it grew bigger and bigger, the story itself, because I started to build up the personality of the two characters. Like, I started to think about how the meteor is like and how her journey can be, what kind of creatures she can meet during her trip, because there are some dangers, of course, in space. And what the planet looks like, where the boy lives, and how the political structure and is built up on his planet. So many different groups appeared then on the planet, and I had a lot of fun thinking about those things, and I really like to create systems, like fictionary systems, and how these different groups relate to each other. So yeah, it just grew and grew and grew, and then I realized that it's not an 8-minute film anymore, and not just paper and pencils. So when I had enough visuals, and when I had the treatment finished, then I tried a Hungarian fund, which is a small amount of money. It's called Film Use. They are very nice, and they give little money, but even then you can have 1-2 months of your regular work time, and you can concentrate on creating. So I took this opportunity, and I could create a more serious visual Bible, and wrote a proper treatment to go forward with other applications. Yeah, so the drawings you saw before, it was, yeah, this sketchbook drawings, the very, very first visuals. And then you can see how it changed after, when I got to digital. So yeah, I talk a bit about this world. So the planet is a very dry, very hot place. It's like really a desert planet. And there is no water anymore, and the resources are very low because of some past apocalypse, like a big war or something. And the people who live there, most of them have to work in these slave camps. And the last animals are dinosaurs, and the men and women are strictly divided. The men work with the dinosaurs, and the women work on some cactus plantations. And there's a small group of elites who live a convenient life. They still have swimming pools. And there is a big military service as well. The guards are taking order in the slave camps. And there's another group, which is like a mutant group, who are half dinosaur, half, I don't know if I have, no, I don't have picture. I will have some picture of them as well later. So yeah, they are like a religious cult who have this prophecy that a space goddess will arrive to our planet, and a new era will come. And yeah, of course, this space goddess is the meteor girl called Niku. And here, what you can see now, it's they have a connection through this telepathic thing that Niku has. So they share a dream world every night. They can meet inside the dream world. And the girl is very shy, and she feels that maybe it's not okay that she's a meteorite. and she hides behind this avatar, the beautiful space princess. Yes, so after this film use money I had, and I could apply forward, I applied to Annecy. There is the MIFA pitches. It's like a parallel event to Annecy. It's more like the market place. And you can apply there with projects. There are different categories, like there are short films, feature films, series, and each year projects are selected there, and if you're selected, you can pitch there, and there are lots of producers, and there's a chance that you can find investors or partners who wants to join your project. So I applied there, and luckily I was selected there. And then I invited Balázs Turai, who we made the Candide together, and he's also my boyfriend. So he knew the project already, but from this point on, we started to work together because he's a very good writer. So we started to create the story together. So still, I made the visuals, and he helped me with the writing. And this is Annecy, a nice place to pitch. So after the pitch, we received the Open Workshop Award. Open Workshop is in Denmark, Viborg. It's connected to the Animation Workshop, which is an animation and graphics school. And Open Workshop is for people after graduation. You can go there, and it's like a residency. You can spend there a few months. You receive a workstation, and you have a room to stay. And you can really focus on your project there, because it's a very small place, so it's not too much to do. It's actually a big green field, and one part of the field is the dormitory, other side of the field is the workstation, so you just walk across the field every day twice, and that's your life there. But no, there's a very nice community as well, because other residency people are working very hard also, so it's very inspiring to see how people work there. So we went there, and we already had this feeling that it's not a short film. So we started to write the script, and by the end of the residency, we had like the first version of a feature script. And I could also make new visuals. But then, of course, you always have to live as well, so you need to earn money. So after Viborg, Denmark is an expensive place, of course. So after that, I again had to work. So I just want to show that it's not like a journey that you start and you never stop and you're finished in a few years. I had to stop here, and I couldn't really work on the project for 1.5 years, I think. But I had the chance to work for TED, for example. I just show this because I like to take jobs which are like short term, so not going to a studio for 8 hours, because then I know that I cannot work during nights because it's too much. So I try to take jobs like this, I know that it's 3 months, I will then focus on that, I only do that, and after I'm free again for a short period of time, and then I can work on my personal project again. So the TED project was ideal for that. This one is about yoga, and it's also kind of free to do. I mean, you have to work together with an expert, but you can use your own visuals and you can come up with the storyboard and animatic, and yeah, so it was nice. It's online, so you can watch it as well. Yeah, and after I made another one. And yeah, this is also online if you would like to watch about trilobites, these ancient underwater creatures. And this one was also made in like 4 months, I think. We made it together with Réka Bucsi and Balázs Turai. It's a short sci-fi. It's also like half commissioned because it was made for a TV channel for FX Networks. They have a series called Cake, and it's like a collection of 4 minutes short, mixed. Like there are some live action films and animation as well. So we made this short sci-fi. Unfortunately, it's not available from Europe, so it's only in the US. Yeah, so that was also like 4 months, and after that so we could again work a bit on the film, and Annecy Festival has a new program which is an opportunity for first feature projects. So you can apply there for developing the graphic and the visuals of your feature film, but for application you already have to have a script. So we had this script from Viborg, which we didn't really touch for 2 years. So when I saw the application, we invited our British co-writer friend Claire MacDonald. So we very intensely worked with her for 2 weeks to pimp up the script a bit. And then we applied. And actually, yeah, so when we applied the first time, we were not selected, but we received an email that you were close, so if you work a bit more, then next year. So we applied again, and yeah, then we got selected. So we had the chance to go to Annecy for 3 months. And yeah, we had all kind of help there. We had a mentor, Pierre Lapolis, who is a comic book artist, and he came like every 2nd week, and we had consultations with him. And yeah, so we could start. It was good because, as I said, we have like many different settings for the movie. Like really, there's so much to plan for a feature film. So there is the workers and how they live their lives, the elites and how their living environment looks like, planning the dinosaurs and the different kind of plants. And there I had the chance to, like, every week I took one topic and I was drawing a lot. So yeah, I could play around with different forms and not focus on a final result, but find different ways to go forward. Here you can see that I could make experiments manually again, like tried out different techniques. And in the meantime, Balázs made the storyboard. So yeah, by the end of the residency, we have lots of new visuals and storyboards. Yeah, here you can see the different groups of the film. Like in the middle, there's Azaz, the main character, and the mutants, the religious tribe. There are the workers, and there is the Niku, the meteor, and the military leader. And yes, I have other document because I just want to show you shortly how an application can look like. So this one was the application we sent to Annecy for the MIFA. Yeah, because if you make one document, actually you can send it to several places with small changes, because mostly they require similar materials. So I think it's important to have as many visuals as you have, because it's very convincing if you don't just write, because if you just write, they cannot imagine what is in your head. So I like to apply when I really feel that I have convincing amount of visual materials. So yeah, you usually need a log line, which is one catchy sentence of your project. And yeah, the target audience, and then the synopsis can be, I mean, they give you how many sentences they want to have, but it's again not the whole story, but more like what the universe of the story is. So don't go into details in a synopsis, but make it understandable and interesting. And yeah, I added some extra visuals as well, because I think it's good if you write, I mean, dividing the text material with some pictures, then it's more air inside the material. And then they wanted to have a treatment, which is the more detailed story. Like here you really have to give the story from the beginning to the end. So it's like, I think it's maybe 3 pages in this case, and you introduce the characters. Okay, it's not very interesting. Yeah, here I also just added some drawings. And yeah, the concept of the project, it's also interesting. Like, you should write here where the story comes from, and why you want to make this story. It's always good to make it personal, a bit writing how the idea came from, and why you think that it's important to make this film, and why you think that it's important for the audience to see this movie. So it's kind of like convincing the jury that it's an important thing to happen. Yeah, and it's just some details. And then, yeah, so they asked for graphic elements. And here I thought that it's interesting to see the sketches also. I think if you have like final visuals as well, you don't have to be afraid of showing the first ideas and the first not finalized drawings, because the way and the development arch is also interesting. And yeah, these are my inspirations. The sketches. And then I made the character, the introduction of the characters, and it's also good to have a drawing and then how this character is like. So these are the main characters and some extra characters. Yeah, this is the it's a shapeshifter. He's the military leader. And yeah, I think that was all the characters. And here I had some like key visuals of the film, and I like to have visuals from each part of the story, so I can make like a storybook with the help of the visuals. So yeah, this is where the story starts with the meteors. This is the you can go fast with that, I think. Yeah, their dream world. Yeah, the life of the main character. It also changed a lot since then. But yeah, here are show the circumstances on the planet, like the women live separately from the men. And this is the elite sector with the swimming pools. Yeah, they have this fashion for plant implants. And the guards. And yeah, so they have to collect their sweat during the workday, and in the end of the day, they have to empty it. And after cleaning the sweat, it goes to the swimming pool of the elite. And yeah, okay. That's a mating day once a year when women and men have to meet and, you know. And these are the mountains where the mutants live. But this is also a very old drawing. And the mutant warriors. So yeah, I try to show each character groups and as many places of the film and as many settings as I could. And yeah, I had some not very refined storyboard pages, but they asked for that, so I made something, but it wasn't very advanced at that time. Yeah, a short biography and about, because we make this together with Bodach. It's a live action and animation production company in Budapest. The head is Gábor Osvát, and now Péter Benjamin Lukács, who is a sound designer. He also cooperates with him, and he also is a producer now. And that's my signature. Yeah, so I think it's really worth to find all kind of these opportunities that different animation or film festivals can offer for pitching and for residencies, because a residency can really help you to get out of your everyday life and give you time to really just focus on your project. So yeah, I can advise you to to try these opportunities as well. And I think that was what I planned to show and tell, and if you have questions, then I can answer. Yes, the next step. So yeah, I didn't talk about that. So in Annecy, we also had the opportunity to present on the festival. So we arrived to Annecy in April, and we stayed there until the end of June. So the festival is kind of in the end of the program. So they organized us like a press conference, and many producers were invited there. So we could present what we did during these 2.5 months, which was great. And we met some producers who were interested, and it's not totally official now, but it seems that we can go forward with some funds, and we can develop the script more. Yeah. So we are excited and happy that it's not stuck again for years, but it seems that we can go forward now. Yeah, I'm happy to travel, but yeah, I mean, if we have the opportunity to travel, then we go. But for example, with Claire, our co-writer, we can also work from distance. We talk on Zoom, and it also works. So yeah, I like to be in Budapest as well, but it's good to change places for a while. Yeah, Annecy and France was very, like it's so different that it inspires you in a different way. So then we go back to Hungarian reality, and it also inspires us. So, yeah. Well, it can also help if you don't see or you don't think actively on the project for a time, because you have a fresh eye then. And yeah, of course, it changes a bit all the time when I start to draw again. And you saw that, yeah, the visual style changed from, yeah, like sketchbook drawings and everything. But I think that now, after Annecy, I have like a more coherent style. So when I will continue again, because now I again stopped it, so I couldn't do it since we arrived back from France, I couldn't really work on that. But yeah, it gets clearer and clearer after every work session. Well, yeah, also in Annecy, I mean, it was kind of stressful that you are there and that's the time you have to do everything, and there is the computer and you just sit there. But I think, yeah, in collecting inspiration, watching movies, it can help. And for me also, it helps that I'm not alone in this project, because it keeps your energy up. I think if you're alone in a big project like this, it's more challenging. But yeah, with Balázs we can discuss it, and so it keeps it alive. So it's good.
Any other question? No? Okay, then Zsuzsi, thank you very much. It was very inspiring, and this was the first occasion here, but soon we come back. I think in 12 minutes we continue. Zsuzsi, thank you very much again.
Thank you.